All right, welcome to What the Tech, the only show that's going to cut straight through the Silicon Valley nonsense. So today, we're tackling the AI job market. We're going to separate the real, valuable skills from all the buzzword garbage to figure out what it actually takes to land a job right now.
So you've seen it everywhere, right? Every headline, every single LinkedIn guru, every recruiter, they're all screaming about AI. And the story they're selling you is super simple. Just slap AI skills on your resume and boom, you've got a golden ticket in this absolutely brutal job market. But here's the real question. Is that the truth, or is it maybe the biggest lie tech has told itself all year?
Okay, so first, let's just dig into the story the media is spinning. You know the one. They're basically calling AI the only bright spot, the one saving grace in a tech economy that's, let's be honest, cooling down fast. The narrative couldn't be simpler. Other jobs are disappearing, but hey, AI jobs are just exploding. And look, the first part of that story, it's absolutely true. The overall tech hiring market is getting hammered. We are talking about a 27% drop year over year. That's not just a dip, people. That is a massive, massive downturn.
But here's where the official story gets interesting. While the whole market is plummeting, mentions of AI skills in job postings, they shot up 16% in just 3 months. And right in the belly of the beast, San Francisco, tech job postings actually jumped 23%. So what's going on? The market's shrinking, but the demand for AI seems to be absolutely exploding. And this quote from the CEO of Nitro, man, it just perfectly captures that whole optimistic narrative. The idea is, hey, you don't need some fancy PhD in generative AI, you just gotta be a fast learner. It's this whole vibe that soft skills like being curious are all you need. It's a really nice, comforting thought, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the market is calling that bluff. Big time. That entire comforting story is completely crumbling under the weight of reality, and we're going to break down exactly why. And hey, if you want more analysis that actually cuts through the hype like this, do us a favor. Hit like and subscribe to What the Tech right now. You won't regret it.
Okay, so let's get into the real story now. Forget all those headlines. What's actually happening on the ground is not some widespread hiring boom. No. It's a pretty toxic mix of just spam applications and an extreme scarcity of actual talent.
And here's the thing you have to understand. This is not a rising tide that's going to lift all boats. Not at all. It's more like a flight to safety. You've got companies dumping their generalist roles and desperately, trying to hire a very small number of people for these incredibly high-impact positions. It is a winner-take-most market, period. Just being kind of AI adjacent isn't going to guarantee you a thing. And this just creates an unbelievable amount of noise for recruiters. Get this, a full 1/3 of job seekers are basically straight up lying, claiming they have AI skills they absolutely do not possess. We're talking people who copy-paste a few prompts from a YouTube tutorial and suddenly call themselves an expert. I mean, for a recruiter, this is a total nightmare. It makes finding real talent like trying to find a needle in a whole mountain of haystacks. And if you want to understand the scale of that problem, just look at this number. Since ChatGPT launched, the volume of job applications is up a staggering 239%. It's what you'd call a spam equilibrium. You've got low-effort AI-generated resumes flooding hiring teams that are already completely underwater. It is an absolute mess.
So where's the real growth then? Where are the actual jobs? Well, I'll tell you, it is not in the sexy-sounding model wizardry or being a prompt engineer. No, it's in the boring, disciplined, and frankly, absolutely critical work of wrangling data. We're talking data labeling, data annotation, data analysis. That is the bedrock because, let's be real, AI is completely useless without clean data.
Which of course brings us to the big question. If companies aren't looking for more of these prompt jockeys, then what are they so desperately trying to hire for? What are the actual roles that get you the huge salary and the real influence inside a company? Well, it really boils down to 3 absolutely critical functions. Now, you're not going to see these as job titles on LinkedIn, but they represent the real, tangible value in this market. They are the outcome translators, the integration tissue, and the data hygiene enforcers. Let's break down what the heck those actually are.
Okay, first up, the outcome translator. This is the person who can bridge that massive gap between the cool tech and the actual business. They can look at what a model is spitting out and connect it directly to the bottom line. Are we making more money? Are we cutting costs? Are we reducing risk? If you can't do that, you're just ballast. You are dead weight to the company. Next up, we have the integration tissue.
Look, a fancy AI model just sitting on somebody's laptop, that's a science fair project. It's useless. But a model that's actually woven into the core nervous system of the business, we're talking the CRM, the ERP, the compliance systems, that is a real competitive advantage. This is the hard, unglamorous plumbing work that makes AI actually useful.
And finally, you've got the data hygiene enforcer. And honestly, this might be the most important job of them all. This is the person who is absolutely ruthless, totally obsessed with the quality of the data. Why? Because pretty much every single catastrophic AI failure you read about, it's not an algorithm problem, it's a data problem. It's garbage in, garbage out. Simple as that.
Okay, so if that's what companies actually need, how in the world do you prove you're one of them? How do you cut through all that noise, all that 239% application spam, and send a clear signal that you are the real deal? Well, your resume has to be less about what you claim you can do and all about cold, hard proof.
So look at it this way. On one side, you have all the weak signals that are flooding the market right now. Listing prompt jockeying on your resume, talking about the tutorials you watched, that's just noise. On the other side, you've got the strong signals. Show me a workflow you actually built and shipped. Show me a postmortem from a project that failed and tell me what you learned. Show me a business metric that you actually changed. That is proof.
And look, here's the bottom line. It's going to sound blunt, but it is the absolute truth. Your portfolio is your new resume. And if that portfolio can't demonstrate end-to-end impact, from idea to something real, you can fully expect to be filtered out right alongside all the other prompt jockeys.
So, what's the market's final word in all of this? When you strip away all the hype, all the breathless headlines, a very, very clear and frankly pretty harsh picture starts to emerge. The AI job market is basically splitting right down the middle. It's bifurcating. On one side, you've got this very narrow, extremely valuable group of people in those high-impact roles we just talked about. And on the other side, you've got a massive, growing flood of what is basically prompt-flavored spam. And right now, there really is no middle ground.
And so that really just leaves one question for you. And it's a question you have to ask yourself honestly. Are you actually building real systems that deliver real results? Or are you just performing resume theater? Because the market has already made its decision on which one it's willing to pay for.